Welcome to the Healing Us podcast, your guide to unlocking the strength within. Are you ready to embark on a journey towards healing and well-being? The ultimate destination for mental health and addiction recovery awaits. We're talking stories of hope, different approaches to healing, and so much more. At Healing Us, we believe in the power of a connected community. Our facilities are located throughout New Jersey and Southwest Florida. We provide a long-term safe haven for anyone looking to achieve lifelong happiness. We invite you to join us, along with countless others, as we explore this journey together. Together, we can overcome any challenges and embrace a future filled with healing, hope, and happiness. Join us.
Joining me in the studio today is Frank Salage. He is a father of two. He is a Relevance Behavioral Health Alumni of 2022. And he's been with us for almost a year at CFC. So, great guy, hardest working guy I know, wakes up at 2 a.m. every day to go to his shift. So super happy he was able to join us today. Welcome, Frank.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm lucky to be here.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about, your journey through addiction, and kind of what brought you to where you're at today.
Oh boy. So a lot of memories. So I've been obviously in and out of treatments facilities for a very long time. Battle with addiction. I mean, I picked up my first drink when I was 7. I was prescribed Ritalin basically when I was going into 2nd grade.
Wow.
Smoking weed. I mean, it's been a very tumultuous, crazy journey for myself.
Wow, that's incredible, because I feel like that is such a problem, is the overprescription of children, especially, you've got the kid that can't sit still in school and all of a sudden
Absolutely.
he's got ADD. And nowadays, it's even more prevalent. Doctors are so quickly to prescribe that stuff. And it's just the long-term, journey is...
the damage,
Yeah.
Essentially that has been done, traumas and such. I mean, it's really tough to kind of put it in all in one, type of tube here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And think, oh wow, look all that I've been through.
Right.
Now I'm here.
Yeah, you don't realize the ripple, and it always starts at childhood.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does for me. And that's basically maybe the same story as a lot of folks.
It's your story, but yes, it's a very common thing. But I think it's good to talk about, especially on this, forum, because it's good for parents to be aware of that. There are so many other alternative and holistic therapies for children that are creative and might be a little bit more hyper than most. So you're prescribed Ritalin, and then where to go from there?
So Ritalin, and then as soon as I got into basically my teenage years, it became weed, heroin. It became just everything, dope. Like it was just bags and bags upon bags and bricks and just the coke and this stuff.
A whole smorgasbord.
I ran literally through the gambit.
Yeah.
I've just done a lot of things that I'm just not proud of. My past is littered and peppered with just absolute craziness.
But you're sitting here today, almost a year sober.
And that's why I'm saying, like, I'm lucky to be here.
Yeah.
I am absolutely lucky.
What do you think, like, going back and doing that, reflection, the work you've done over last year, and kind of looking at your story, what, are some of the underlying causes? I can speak, like, for my brother, Dan. He struggled so much with bullying and social anxiety. What in your life can you kind of say brought you from, like, your Ritalin prescription to a drastic change of heroin and everything else down the line?
It had to be some sort of genetic. I would think my family history, there's drug use there. I think that it stems from that. I'm a firm believer in that, it passes along genetically, and maybe I was predispositioned at some point. So also childhood trauma, obviously, and it dictated maybe a lot of behaviors, people I was hanging around with, the environment.
Yeah. I also think that when you have, when you're that young and your adult support system is saying, oh, Frank's, he's hyper, he's not paying attention, let's give him this pill.
Yeah.
As a 7-year-old, what that does is you immediately are thinking, okay, this is a problem, I can fix it with a drug.
Sure.
And that's ingrained in you from your parents, your doctors, or whatever, even if it's not intentional.
That wasn't, and that's the thing. I always link that.
Right.
That I took this, I feel this.
Right.
I took that, I feel that.
Yeah.
And it just kind of snowballed from there. My life's been a rabbit hole, literally. And I kept thinking that I couldn't reach the bottom. No, there's more levels.
Deeper.
Absolutely.
So you've been here almost a year, which
Yes.
Congratulations. Amazing.
I'm so happy.
And you're super involved. So how do you find, how is helping others and getting really heavily involved in a peer community benefited you?
This community it's just been a lifesaver, really. People care about me. People put trust in me. Ain't nobody out there trust me. Nobody. But they were willing to do that. And I am so grateful. I can't say it enough. Everybody at Relevance, I started, that's where basically this journey of mine started at Relevance. And I've been just helped. I've really got help here. And I was able to be myself while doing it. Mm-hmm. Every other treatment facility that I've been to, it just didn't click. Just wasn't, I couldn't be myself. So that was a big problem.
And being involved with peers, you find
it's amazing because I can instill some knowledge and pass along. Hey, this is how I do it.
Right.
This is what I do every day to kind of manage symptoms, manage cravings, there's a toolbox now that I have, which is amazing because I never had that before. I've never had this information to me that, hey, there's this way of doing it, and then there's also these so many different options that you can go, Mm-hmm. So I love really talking with others about, hey, you're feeling this type of way right now, but let me tell you something. Let's have a conversation, of different types of tools you can utilize.
Yeah, and that's what you're leading the house, right? Your house manager.
Yes.
Which one? Be grounded.
Be rooted.
Be rooted.
Yes.
And each of the houses have a different theme. So, you're leading the house. You're really a guide for a lot of guys. Which
I try my best every day. I wake up very optimistic now.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much back in the day. It was very just, not looking forward to the day.
Yeah.
This is another day of use and criminal things. It's just not. But now it's I wake up and I know it's everybody's still sleeping or whatever, and I'm raring to go.
You're ready for work.
I'm ready to.
So you shifted your focus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to know is that and also being a father, you have to put that in perspective is that it's not about me. It is now about, the children, and it's also being house manager. I'm responsible for these people in my house.
I'm a role model for them.
I have to be.
Yeah.
I have to, be caring, be loving, show them support,
Mm-hmm.
be cheerleaders for them, and it's I believe that's what I try to do every day.
Absolutely.
Put my best foot forward.
Yeah. So years and years of in and out of treatment, in and out of addiction, heavy addiction. You're talking, heavy usage.
Yeah.
You found your way to Relevance, did that deep clinical mental health work, therapy work. What do you, and then to CFC, what do you think in that chapter has shifted to give you the year that you've achieved? What tool, was it any one thing or is it a combination?
What clicked for me was Relevance offers DBT. I never heard of this type of treatment.
Yeah.
It's called radical acceptance.
Yeah.
And that was a real eye-opener for me.
Yeah.
It really was. I looked at myself and really did a lot of homework and said, some things gotta kind of change here.
Yeah.
And
it's the analysis of your thought process.
Oh, absolutely.
I
had to really analyze and break down how am I looked, dealing with people, situations, how am I coming off? Like,
Yeah.
it's really,
I mean,
I really did have a lot of homework.
Yeah.
Because in the past it was really just rage filled. That's what was just, it was crazy. A lot of hate and rage and just, it was
all that.
right. Yeah.
How has your that's amazing. I'm glad that like you again, everyone's so different. You never know what's gonna click, right? Whether it's DBT, CBT, anything, any of those. You really never know. So it's amazing that you found something to just help shift that perspective.
Definitely.
And what Kim's mentioned on our previous episodes, that pause I think is super important too, of like, let me think about how I actually feel about this.
Yes. Yeah.
Reset and then continue, know.
I've taken many pauses.
Many pauses. A year of pauses, 2024.
I try to be very, I have a bit of a mantra now, it's some things that I try to pass on. I have it written in on a board actually in the house, is that, number one, lead from the heart. Number two, be 1% better than the day prior. And don't ever forget where you came from.
Those are beautiful. Those are
so I remind myself that it works for me every day. So I try to pass that along.
And those are your affirmations. And I'm sure if you ask any guy in your house, they can recite those 3.
I hope so. I would hope so.
I'll test it.
They see it every day.
And obviously your father too. Yes. So how?
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
So I have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old now.
Oh, amazing.
It's beautiful. I have a boy and girl.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it's something else.
How has the last year of like your sobriety allowed you to just be a better father, be there for them?
I'm learning things about them. I'm actually participating in their life, where I once was not. Right. So I was an absent father, and I was no good. So I'm now getting to know them, and I'm getting to hold them and show them love.
It's amazing. That's amazing.
Take them out and do things with them.
Have you found, obviously I think the work you've done, that perspective shift, and because working full time, that's a grind, right? And then fatherhood can be a grind. It's stressful. There's a lot of triggers there. Have you found that like the toolkit that you've built has really helped you navigate all those things?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You have to have a solid foundation. You have to build from the ground up. And that's what I've been doing. I just keep my focus at what's important for today. Stay in the present. That's a big thing. It's a big thing.
In terms of like your peer relationships and navigating, in early recovery, a lot of individuals struggle with loneliness big time. And I think the pandemic really exacerbated that. How do you feel like you've navigated, that has being in a sober living helped? What kind of...
The community just rallies around you. I've never seen anything like it. Ever. So that's huge for me.
Peer sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's great I can call or text, and everybody's just very warming and welcoming. Sure.
What advice would you give? How old are you?
I am 37.
37. Okay. What advice would you give to somebody who's kind of like just been doing it for so long, in and out, just kind of like, I've tried it all. Like, I'm not going to get it.
So I've had interactions such as that. And what I ask is, are you beat up enough? Have you gotten the crap kicked out of you enough?
Are you tired?
Yeah. You're tired.
You take the time.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Because if you're not done, then you're going to either be dead or in jail.
Right.
Because I've seen it all, literally, and it doesn't, that life that, of addiction and using, I can tell you straight up that it's not going to work out for you. You're going to lose your family if you haven't lost them already. You're going to lose everything, and you're going to continue to lose.
Right.
That's the thing. It's a lose-lose situation. There's no winning in it at all. And it's been proven time and time again to me.
What's the first thing you tell them to do?
if you can't pick up the phone, please have a loved one call.
Yeah.
If you can't do it yourself, you know, get in treatment. Try it out. Try something different. You know, do different things.
Yeah.
Try to
throw spaghetti at the wall, see if it works.
just get into some sort of treatment facility. But here's the thing with that: you can't force, you know, anybody to do anything. Or, you know, you bring a horse to water, they're not gonna drink, right? But you have to want it yourself. This is a big thing. Is that I got, you know, beat up enough. I'm done. I'm tired of it.
Right.
And I had to say to myself, this is an opportunity here to shift.
To
make a change, to do something different.
You can always change your story. It's never too late to change your story.
No.
But I think it's, you know, again, everyone has a different journey. Like Dan, my brother, found recovery at 21. He was very young. And he didn't necessarily want to go. He was kind of dragged there. And we talk about all the time, you know, he was out in California, and California has a law called 5150. And what it did was revoke all of his human rights. He was considered a threat to himself and others. And at that time, it gave him enough time when they 5150'd him, they put him in a psych ward, and he was there for, I think, 7 to 10 days. But it gave him enough time to sober up and be like, okay, I need help.
Yeah.
But without that 7 to 10 days, he probably would have never gone back to treatment. He would have been gone.
It takes it literally, like, to say to yourself, I think I'm going to give something else a try. And like your brother, 7 to 10 days, like, he came to the realization that I have to do something.
Right.
This isn't it.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, I came to that, is that it has something, has to be better than this.
Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of, like, interventions come into play, and, like, families being like, what do I do about, he just won't go. And it's like, you can't make him go, but you can have him talk to you.
Right.
With a coffee on a Sunday morning, right?
Right. I would be glad to sit down with anybody and tell them, you know, and speak to them.
Yeah.
Anytime, any day, any time of the day.
Yeah. That's awesome. Do you have any other questions you want us to cover, Nick? No. I think we got most of the points here. Did you want to touch on anything else with shifting focus, or?
No. I mean, that's right.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, you did. Awesome, Frank. Well, thank you so much, and, you know, keep up the awesome transformation. Absolutely. It's just amazing, and, you know, I'm gonna keep calling you the bread guy forever. But no, it's awesome. It's incredible. So thank you so much for coming in, and
thank you.
All your words of wisdom.
Thank you.
Have a good day.